What's going on, amigos? Yeah, amigas, it's your boy Shadowkiller0212 here, bringing you my first ever in-depth guide to learning a character. Now, critique me at the end of this video. Let me know down below what you think I did right and what I did wrong. Disclaimer, I am not Nairo, I am not Zero, I am not the Buzz. I am not the greatest player of all time. I'm doing this guide more so because I kind of have knowledge of Falco, a lot of knowledge in terms of Falco. I wouldn't say that I'm like this great, fantastic player in the world that's gonna just like dominate in this, like dominate all esports and take over and just beat everyone down. I will say I'm actually a pretty damn good player though, but I won't go out and say that I'm like this is the most amazing player either though. So disclaimer on that part. But I wanted to bring this in-depth guide because I've seen Falco guys before on YouTube, but I don't really like them because they like to talk about like the simple things like, oh, this is his combo and this is how you recover. You recover in these directions and then you can shine, and then you can use lasers. Lasers have a lot of lag, yada yada. And I don't know. I don't feel like I like these guys that I see for just about any single character that I actually watch on YouTube, because I feel like a character analysis or a character guide should tell you like, okay, this is a good option. This is not a good option. This has a lot of lag to it. This doesn't have a lot of lag to it. This is actually a proper setup, and this is how you properly do it. This can be teched out of. This is a true combo. And I don't feel like people actually do that. And I wanted to do that with Falco. And I'm going to break this into like 5 parts individually. The first part talking about like how to actually play Falco and some of the bad habits I see a lot of Falco mains have, because trust me, I see a lot of bad habits that some Falco mains out there have. And you know, maybe you'll have one of those habits that I'm thinking of and you can probably change it later on. So let's get into it, guys. So the first thing I want to say about Falco, right? I want you guys to know Falco is not Fox. I'll repeat that again. Falco is not Fox. In the past, you know, Melee, Falco and Fox were really similar. They had a similar moveset. They had a lot of speed. They had various differences that made them unique to one another. But in the same sense, you could kind of play Fox like Falco. Now, that's not true. I'm not saying that's actually true. Don't quote me on that. That's not true. But they were a little bit more similar. I'm not really sure about Brawl and Brawl version Falco. But here in Smash 4, I can totally say with confidence, Falco and Fox are two completely different characters. And one thing that I want to say is I see a lot of people trying to play Falco as if they're playing Fox. And what I mean by this is that, you know, Fox is a very aggro character who has a lot of speed and a lot of power. And, you know, with Falco, I mean, just look at his run, right? Now, I'm not going to say his run is the slowest run in the game. Now, I'm not going to say that at all because it's not. I want to say last time I checked, this was like 43rd overall run speed of every character in the game. But to be fair, though, Falco is not exactly the fastest runner in this game. If you look at Fox, as I'm going to have Fox here on one side right here, showing you running back and forth. Notice just how fast Fox goes while Falco is still like trying to like, you know, get to the other side of the map, as Fox is pretty much already past the other side of the map. So that's what I'm trying to get at, is that Falco is not Fox. He does not have the speed that Fox has. So when you're playing as Falco, keep that in mind. You're not Fox. All right, I'm gonna say it one more time. You're not Fox. You're not this super aggro guy that can just, you know, go in and out, you know, when he needs to. I want to say Falco is an aggressive character. He is in his own right, but not in the same sense as Fox is. Fox is not a go in there and rush down character. Falco is more of a bait it, punish it, aggro character. Once you have the character punished, like your opponent punished to something that you want him to do, that's when it's mostly when Falco becomes really aggro, because a lot of his areas are super punishable. But let me get into some of the things that you can do with Falco. Let me get into some of the things that some of the Falco mains I see when they play. So one of the Falco things, one of the bad habits I see a lot of Falco mains have, whenever I, you know, maybe I'll go for glory, maybe I just see some players play on Twitch when they play Falco, is a lot of Falcos, they like to go for the run dash a lot. You know, have you ever gone like for glory, ever played a Falco and this is like mostly their go-to move? I mean, I understand it, right? I understand why a lot of Falco mains out there use this move. I get it. I mean, look how far his dash attack extends to. It's literally covering a dang good distance just to get to Mario. Like, I think this is exactly like the I want to see how far we can get this to connect before it's not really viable, or if it's too far to actually hit Mario. And I want to say it's like right. Wait, let me back up for a second. Going on slow-mo mode. I'm gonna say it's like right there is like about the distance that it covers. And I get it, you know, I get it. It's an option that works. And the thing is, though, if you keep doing this, and I see a lot of Falco mains just using this move the whole time, eventually a smart opponent, right? I mean, obviously, if you're just playing for glory, right? A lot of for glory players are not going to adapt to what you're doing. You can use this all you want all day because the usual for glory player is not going to adapt to this run dash, and they're going to take it most of the time, right? But a smart player is going to eventually catch on to this run dash. It's not exactly the most lagless move that Falco has. I mean, look at this. It takes me a good minute to get back in the shield in case I miss. If you miss this dash attack, you're either going to get grabbed or you're going to get attacked right away once you actually get this done, because there's really a good amount of time before there's a good it's not the worst time, right? It's not like it's super laggy, right? There's more laggy moves, but it's not like it's safe. It's not like it's the most safest option is what I'm trying to get at, because it does take a minute to just get in the shield in case you end up missing. So just keep that in mind. It's not that the dash attack is a bad idea. It's not like a bad move. It's not. It's just that don't overuse this move. This move can get very predictable. It can get super predictable, and you can get very punished for it. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of people that use this. Now, another bad habit that I see some for glory peoples have, or just Falco main in general have, is I don't know why some Falco players do this. I really don't understand this one. I don't know. Maybe someone can inform me as to why some Falco players do this. And they will sometimes just stop running and then start jabbing. Now, it's another move of Falco's move. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good jab, right? Falco has a really good jab. It comes out fast, and it does some damage, and it does a great amount of damage, right? And it has some reach to it. I mean, look how far I am. Look how far I am. Look how far I am to reach Mario. It's a pretty good distance. I want to see how far it can do this before we actually move on from this. Hold on a sec. And it actually moves you forward as you jab. The jabs actually get closer too, so even if you're like this far, you can still like kind of reach. You can still kind of reach Mario. So I understand why some people use this jab at a far distance, or keep overusing this jab is what I should really say. But just know, if your opponent is far enough, right? If your opponent's far enough, or your opponent just knows that you're about to come out with a jab, right? Look how much lag it takes just for you to shield. It's a pretty dang good minute. And not only that, like when your opponent's in shield, he'll eventually back up. I'm not sure if it's Falco that backs up, if I remember correctly, or your opponent that backs up, but apparently eventually your opponent will be able to have enough space to punish you out, because there is just way too much lag when it comes to this move. So that's another bad habit I see a lot of Falco mains have. And I don't think that's actually a good way to approach, go with the approach in a neutral game. Now, another move that I see a lot of bad habits of Falco mains have is the spamming of lasers. All right, so let me get into this lasers, right? Look how long it takes just to put that thing back, just to shoot one shot. Now, in my opinion, right? You know, Falco's lasers, they're not the most useless things in the world, right? They have some use in the game, but don't go out and spam this move. Because if you spam this move, if your opponent's able to, you know, power shield through it, air dodge through it, or just jump into you, it takes a very long time just to get the shield in case your opponent does get in. You will get punished. So I will say that my opinion of using this laser, which I'll get to another video, but I want to say, is mostly to see what kind of player your opponent is. Can your opponent power shield? Does your opponent roll when he sees the lasers come out? Or does your opponent try to go in the air and try to approach you by short hopping over the lasers? I say, to me, my opinion, lasers are more to understand what kind of player you're dealing with when you're far away in a neutral. So just keep that in mind. Now, you might be going, all right, Shadow. So you're talking about the bad habits about the bad habits that some Falco mains have. What should a Falco main have? What should a Falco main do? Now, there's one more habit that I've also seen that I forgot to cover too, is some people will approach with a fair. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand why people use this fair as well. I get it why, because I understand the whole entire use of fair. Fair, I want to say, has like 6 total hits if you hit them all. If I'm able to hit these all, you might have to be in the air to use it, but if you're able to get all the hits connecting with Falco, It's about 6 of them, and if you actually land on the ground with your opponent, it actually has a hitbox at the very end of the, as you saw right there, actually. Let me show you one more time. There's actually a hitbox at the end that will space out, that will have some spacing on your opponent. Like right there. There's like a hitbox that some players will rely upon. But understand that this move has so much lag if you miss. So, and not only that, it's kind of obvious when your opponent is going to, your opponent can shield this pretty easily. Now, does it have hit stun and shield? I don't remember correctly, I'll be honest with you. Someone might have to quote me for that one. I don't think this has too much shield stun, applied shield stun overall. So, just know that if your opponent just simply shields this thing or power shields it, you're going to get punished because your time to recover from the fair is quite a few frames to actually recover from the fair. So just know that in mind. Now, if you're asking me, right, the way like I said earlier about Falco, the way you play Falco is, yes, he's an aggro character, but he's a baiting kind of aggro character. He's a punishing aggro character. You make your opponent react, and then you go in. That's how it really is. Because, like I said, Falco is not exactly the fastest character in the game. So he can't really do the same things that that other characters can that are so much faster than him. And believe me, honestly, if Falco had a higher speed, man, the things Falco can do, man. Honestly, I think Falco would be nasty, would be honestly top tier if he had some speed in him. But unfortunately, he doesn't have that same speed that other characters have. So I don't honestly think I think he's like, right now, people put him in the lower mid tier, even low tier right now, and I can see why he's in the mid tier. So he's definitely not a top tier. He's definitely not a high tier. He's more of a mid tier. But I honestly think he's actually a pretty dang good character though, overall. But so when it comes to the neutral, right? When you're approaching your opponent, you always want to see how your opponent reacts. To me, that's what you want to do, because you want to feel out. You kind of want to feel out your opponent, right? Let's say so what I usually do, right, when I am approaching my opponent, I like to short hop, right? I like to short hop just to see what my opponent's doing. As soon as from the start of the get-go. Is my opponent running right away? If my opponent's running right away, right? If my opponent's running right away, he's just going straight for it, running straight, right? The thing I like to do is like short hop and just nair, right? But not any kind of nair, right? I like to do retreating nair. Just to see how my opponent will, is my opponent going to still keep coming at me? Is he going to still keep coming at me, right? When he sees the nair come out. Or what is he going to do? Or is he going to start shielding? If he starts shielding, it becomes actually a really good option for me, because there's two things that can happen if your opponent is a very shield happy when it comes to, once he starts seeing the retreating nair. If he comes in, obviously, he's going to get hit by it. But if he starts shielding, I can simply just go in and have another nair. And then just cancel it, and then probably pressure my opponent, probably go for a down tilt, probably go for a grab, etc, etc. I'll get into it here in a second, but here's the reason why I like to approach with nairs. Do you remember the fair that we did? Look how much lag that has. Nair literally has almost zero lag to it. Now, I want to say it even auto-cancels. Yeah, there you go. It even auto-cancels pretty much, to the point that there's zero lag whatsoever. It's almost like... it's really hard to punish overall. And not only that, the nair has, I want to say, about like 4 hitboxes overall. Let's see, let's check this out. Hold on a second. Let me check this out. All right. It does have 4. So it's 4 hitboxes. Oh, it's 4 hitboxes overall. So it has multiple hitboxes, has 0 lag, and is honestly a move that's very safe to approach. So in my opinion, if you ask me, to approach with Falco, you want to use this nair a lot, because even if you miss, right, you can immediately go for a down tilt. This is what I usually go with, right? I usually go for the down tilt when I first start off a match, because when your opponent finally sees your nair landing, right? Some guys might walk it, might run in, and they might actually catch the nair, right? They might catch the nair. But if they don't catch the nair, right? Let's say they shield the nair, right? They shield the nair, and they try to come in, right? If you're most of the time, you're probably gonna be close enough to hit this down tilt. I mean, look how far this down tilt hits, right? You see the distance on how far the down tilt is from Mario. Let me get a little bit closer. Just a tiny bit. That's too close. That's too close. You see the spacing that you have when you're playing against an opponent? Now watch this. Now watch this, right? You approach with Nair. You hit him with a down tilt. You don't even have to let the Nair hit. You just have to hit the down. You know, you can just approach with the Nair down tilt, and that's how you approach with it. And that's just pretty much a combo starter with Falco. So that's one of the ways I approach with Falco when I'm in a neutral, right? When I'm in a neutral. Now, there's other things you can actually hit with Falco, right? When you're using Nair. You don't have to just go for the down tilt, right? I personally go for the down tilt because down tilt just has so little lag. It's the same thing. It's just pretty much the same thing as Nair. Look at the lag to that, man. There's like, it's just instant shielding right away just in case you miss. But the thing is, though, this thing has like almost zero lag to, this thing has like almost zero lag, so you can literally just spam this thing out and you'll be safe with it, honestly. You will be. It'll be alright. But, you know, Nair, you can actually come into Nair, right? You can go with Nair, and you can go with the jab setup, in case you missed the Nair, right? If you missed the Nair, I wouldn't even say miss the Nair, right? Just come in with the Nair. You can literally just go jab, and you'll be okay, because it'll reach as well. I mean, look how far, like I said, look how far the jab can reach with the first jab. Just a little bit closer. You also got a good amount of spacing just as well. It's pretty much both moves you can actually reach pretty dang far with both Falco's down tilt and also with his jab. And that's just really just coming in with a Nair, which the Nair, like I said, has 4 hitboxes, so you can legit have a lot of options to come in and attack at the neutral. So know that. Those are good moves. Also, you can also go Nair, and you can also with up tilts, which can actually lead into a combo, which I'll get into another video about combos and stuff. Right now, we're just talking about approaching and also bad habits that some players have and how to play Falco overall. But like I said, so you can approach with that. It's not as close. Okay, hold on. It's not as close as other moves, but I messed that one up again. Let me try one last time. I want to say about right there. There we go. We can actually lead to that itself in a combo, but just linking up with that can legit lead to 2 up tilts to a Nair if he's at 0%. Only at early percents though. Keep that in mind. Only at early percents though. So once again, go for Nair, and even then, actually, you can drag your own opponent down to the ground with the Nair, so you can actually make this like pretty much a confirm. And in fact, actually, if you hit Mario right with the whole entire Nair, right, and you drag him down with you, like, all right, so this is when it gets a little bit technical with this move, right, because you can lead in with the Nair and actually hit your opponent with the Nair, but let's say but the way you're gonna get this is when you actually drag your Nair to the ground. It's pretty much the canceling part of the Nair. You're gonna go for the Nair, right? You're gonna go for the Nair. If I ever hit the Nair right, right? Okay, there we go, right? You're gonna hit the Nair and cancel it out right away. If I ever hit this Nair right, there we go, cancel it right away, and then you're gonna lead up with all together. It should be at 31%, probably 32% if you had more of the Nair connect all together. But you're gonna, like, the way that works when you're approaching with Nair to the up tilt Nair combo is legit. You're canceling out the Nair so your opponent stays on the ground and it goes for the up tilts. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm pretty sure it can be tech rolled out of it. So just keep that in mind. It's not a true combo. Some of these combos are not true when you tech them. So, but like I said, so you can actually approach with Nair, and if you actually happen to swoop your opponent inside the Nair, it can lead up to an up tilt string to a Nair, and you can actually just get a free 31%. It's a really good combo overall. So another way you can approach with Nair, right? Remember when I said about the jab, right? If sometimes it can get predictable, right? But you know, Falco can actually cancel out his jab, so he can actually get a grab instead. Because sometimes, like I said, a bad habit a lot of people have is jabbing and then going to rapid jab every single time that they have a chance to rapid jab. Well, you can do with Falco, right? You can rapid jab and then go for a grab, and leading up to a combo, leading up to that kind of combo, and get pretty damn good damage. Let's see how far we can actually let's see how good we can actually get it. Let me move Mario away for a minute. Let me get him in the center of the stage, because this move has a lot of overall like taking control of the stage. So, all right, so we're gonna lead up with an Nair, right? Jab, grab, fair. 14% pretty much that you can get. Now, to me personally, the better combo, you can do both combos, right? You can mix it up. But I think the real combo though, like the legit combo, the one that's actually a true combo, and we're about to test it out here in a second. I haven't tested this out myself, but we're about to test it out here. The one I like more, honestly, is the down throw to Nair. So here we go. We're gonna approach with a Nair, right? Let me do that better. Short hop Nair, right? jab, jab, grab, down tilt, and then go for the nair. So actually, it looks like it's about the same. It actually is about the same. So 40% for either or. So you can get a combo off of that too. So those are just some examples why I approach with nair, because nair is lagless. Nair has can lead to a down tilt, which also has no lag. It can also lead to a jab, jab to grab, or a jab, jab, rapid jab. Also a jab, or also a what's it called? A nair, and if it connects, you can drag them down to up tilt strings to a nair combo. So this is the reason why I personally feel like one of the best ways to approach with Falco is a nair, just simply because of the fact how lagless it is, how many hitboxes it has, and what you can follow up with it pretty much when you hit it. Keep in mind, like I said, if you're able to swoop your opponent inside of it, you don't have to just go up tilt. You can go down tilt, and you can actually also go nair. But like I said, though, that's going to be a whole different video for just combos in general. So, another thing, so you might be wondering, all right, Shadow, so how can we mix this up, though? How can we, how much more can we approach with? So, another thing that I've noticed that some people are able to approach with is up tilts. Let's say you have an opponent that likes to short hop a lot, right? And he's starting to realize that you like to nair, right? Something that you can catch your opponent by surprise with is simply just air, what's it called? Up air. Because look how much lag up air has. It literally has almost no lag with short hop. It legit pretty much has no lag whatsoever with short hop. Just look at that. There's like no lag whatsoever to this thing. I'm just showing this off to you guys because I want you to keep this move in mind. Just keep that move in mind. This move is very safe to throw out, pretty much. If you obviously not okay, I wouldn't say safe, but you're not gonna get punished too easily if your opponent's not positioned in the right location to attack you with. So, what I like to do sometimes is if someone's a short hopper, and you can actually catch them with an up air at early percents, and you can actually go with up tilt strings and then lead up to the nair once again, or maybe they don't land right. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they land right in front of you. You can always go down tilt. Or rapid jab again. It's another way to just approach, pretty much, with the up airs. Because there's almost no lag to it. So just keep that in mind. It's a really good approach tool. So one way I also like to approach, right? One way I also like to approach is simply just back airing. Now, this is not really my style of approaching, to be honest with you. Because Falco's back air is very strong. Super strong, actually. It's honestly really good, I'll be honest with you. Probably one of the best back airs in the game, by far. By far. The reason why I say I wouldn't use this too much is because I wouldn't use this too much because if you steal this, then you're not gonna get a kill as early as you can. But I'd like to use this for spacing tools. Because let's say you get a sour spot of the back air, right? If you get a sour spot of the back air, you can actually like lead to a jab. That's the wrong move. But let me reset Mario real quick. But if you get a nice little sour spot of the back air though, you can kind of pretty much lead up to a jab combo, to a jab rapid jab combo pretty much. And not only that, even if you miss this move, it's pretty much safe because there's almost no lag to this move as well. Just like as we were talking about with the nair. Just as we were talking about as the up air, just as we were talking about the what's it called, to down tilts. It's another move that really has no lag to it. And like I said, this is a move that kills as well, so you can kind of catch your opponent off guard if he's not ready. I would say one thing that you want to practice with Falco if you're trying to be a Falco main is practice your RARs, reverse aerial attacks or whatever. I would say practice that because, like I said, this move can catch you off guard because your opponent could think that you're actually gonna go in there just for a dash attack, right? When instead your opponent's probably gonna short hop, right? You're gonna short hop. Your opponent's gonna short hop, and you can just literally just dare him instead, and it'll be a kill. I mean, I'll take the trade-off. I mean, it's a smart trade-off to me. I mean, look how powerful that thing is. I think Mario was like, well, how far was Mario into that? Like 90? 90 something, I think, or maybe just in the lower 100s. But look how powerful that was, man. That was a kill move at the. You gotta get a sweet spot, obviously. If you get a sour spot, it won't kill. I want to say the sweet spot is like like pretty much the boot, the tip of the boot. I want to say is the sweet spot where you see the sparks like that. If you see like just a little tiny push like that, that's kind of a sour spot. I want to say, if I know it correctly. There you go. But yeah, so practice this move. But I mean, you know, it can be used as a spacing option, like I said, an approach option, spacing option. But I wouldn't just throw it out most of the time, because if you steal this move, then you're taking away one of the best moves that Falco has in his arsenal. But I will say, practice his move. And the reason why I'm saying practice his move is because there's a lot of characters, unless if you're a heavy character, or unless if you're really one of those tall, heavy characters, you're not going to hit this by just instantly just going like this. If you just go like this, okay, no, that was a fair, sorry. That was a fair. But if you just keep throwing it out, you're not going to get your opponent. Because the short hop, look how high the short hop goes. It goes over Mario's head. It goes over Mario's head. It goes over Mario's head. This is a short hop too. It goes over Mario's head. This is a short hop. One more time. It goes over Mario's head. That's why you gotta learn to, when you approach with this, delay your fair. I mean, delay your back air. I usually go with, like I said, the fair. I usually go with the RAR, because it gives you enough time to actually start going down. That's why I usually say go approach this with RAR, or RAR, however you pronounce it exactly. Reverse aerial, as a reverse aerial, because this is actually the best way to do it. Because by the time you turn around, you pretty much can attack your opponent. Now, if you're already behind, delay it. If like you're in front of your opponent, right? If you like, let's say your opponent's like right there, delay it, right? Delay it, just delay it, and you can get it. You see what I mean? Delay the back air, because you can get a kill. So that's just one thing I want to say with Falco. So that pretty much sums up the ways I say is the best way to approach with Falco. Is I'll repeat them again. Is retreating Nair, or just Nair in general, because there's no lag to these moves. Up airs, because up airs really have no lag to it as well. And you can catch your opponent off guard. If you catch your opponent off guard, because if he lands awkwardly on the ground, because he misses his short hop to where he wants to go to, you can literally catch your opponent with an up tilt. Watch this, like legit, you can catch your opponent with up tilts. I love that move, honestly. I love approaching with up air sometimes. It kind of throws your opponent off a little bit from just approaching with air, and you don't even have to just go for the up air. You can literally just go for the jab as well. So that's another way. That's things. Now, there's one more way I say you can approach as well with, but I don't recommend it unless if you know where your opponent's positioned at. And that is also required. This is another bad habit that I see some people have sometimes when I see them play as Falco. A lot of people like to illusion, right? And no illusion on the ground. Here's a problem, right? Here's the problem. Look how long it takes to get off of that. It's very long. It's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of lag to this. And yes, your opponent will get hit, and will be and it can combo into like into a Nair or fair. But here's the better way of doing it, right? Look how much little lag that is. Let's compare the two. Let's compare the two, right? Let's put them in slow motion. Put it at 1/2 speed for you guys. It's pretty much instant. If you ask me, the best way to do this is literally just do it instantly, just as soon as he jumps. Practice that. If you're gonna use this as an approach option, you want to do it quick. You want to do it as quick as possible, because that's when he has the least amount of lag. Like pretty much. Okay, that's not even good. Right there is the perfect way to is the perfect illusion, short hop illusion. Reason why is because you don't have to worry. Because let's say you go like this, right? Okay, no, that's not like that. Let's say you short hop this high. Now, don't get me wrong. There's little lag. There's not that much lag to this as well, right? But it's not the best, because if you're like this, there's almost no landing lag. And I love how I just fall off the stage like that. Because like this, you don't have to really worry too much about the landing lag. You don't have to worry too much about the landing of Falco, because he's so close to the ground. So that's what I gotta say about that. Because look at this, right? Let's compare the two again. Let's compare all three, actually. Right, that's the short hop immediately into illusion. This is the short hop with a little bit of a distance. Okay, no, that's not the short hop with a little bit of distance. Get back on stage. Jesus Christ, we're still in half speed. I'm about to die. Oh, God. I thought I was gonna die for a minute. But, short hop, right? Now, don't get me wrong. The jab comes out pretty fast, but it's not as fast as the other option, because you have to wait for the landing. And then you have this option. Look how significantly longer it takes just to get that out, just to get that jab out. So that's what I gotta say about what's it called? Coming in with illusion. If you're gonna use illusion as because don't get me wrong, short hop illusion is an approach option. It is. I don't think it's the best approach option. I think it's one of the worst options, but it's better than just throwing out a dash attack the whole time. So those are the ways I find to approach with Falco. So to pretty much just sum up this video, we're just sum up this part 1 of this video of the Falco guide, is you want to approach the safest way. You want to bait your opponent out and see what your opponent's going to do. I personally like to go with Nair because you can retreat with the Nair. I mean, look at that. You can literally retreat with the Nair in case you're not close enough or don't feel confident enough about going in there. You can literally just retreat with it. You can go with the back air. You can go with back air, but I wouldn't use this too much because if you stale it, you take away a really strong move. Look at that. Demario died at 96 with the back air, at a sweet spot back air. You go with up air, catching your opponent who's a very happy short hopper. And not only that, it has very little lag, very little startup. Another one of those moves that you can actually catch your opponent off guard. Another one of those moves that you can actually catch your opponent off guard. Like I said, you can approach with dash attack. It is a viable move. Don't abuse it though. You know what I mean? Don't abuse it. Because eventually your opponent will catch on to the dash attack, and you will get punished. So that's why I say mix it up. I want to say the biggest deal I want you to come out with this video is mix your approaches up. Don't get too obvious. Falco has a lot of ways to approach their opponents, has a lot of ways to punish their opponents for doing the wrong approach option. So keep that in mind. This sums up part 1 of my in-depth Falco guide. Next video we'll be talking about some of the combos that Falco's has. And in the video after that, we'll talk about some of his jab resets and how to recover, etc., etc. This is gonna be probably like a 6-part guide. So with Falco, let me know down below what you guys thought. If you guys wanted to shorten the video, if you guys thought it was a too long video, if you guys just want a huge video, let me know what you guys want. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys took away a little something that you guys can maybe learn in the future. You know, maybe you have like a friend that's, you know, plays Falco and he's giving you trouble. Maybe you wanted to pick up Falco. Maybe this guide helps you a little bit of what Falco can do, what to look out for Falco overall. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.